You are watching UCU Focus TV.
Friends, you're most welcome to this occasion of our Manifesto launch. I am Tamale Nkoyoyo, and I'm here to give a brief background of who Agira'S is, our candidate, formidable one. Before I move any further, would like to welcome the class representatives who are here, our representatives from various faculties. You're most welcome. Please, you may give us a hand. I want to assure you that the candidate that you're standing with stands for the very cause that you're pushing for, a student's cause, and that is Agira'S Birungi. Agira'S Birungi is a lady well known for her agility, generosity, integrity, reliability, and availability. Friends, you must have seen Agira'S in several occasions and actions that have been occurring in this university, and she's known for her outreaches to several children, her contact with the students' body, even without having any leadership position. It is upon that background that I beseech you, as she's going to present to us the manifesto that is going to run us for the next 1 year at the Center of Excellence, that you entrust her with a mandate to be our voice from the Purple House to Bishop Tucker, and she has the ability. I don't want to take the day for myself. Permit me welcome our next good president, Agira'S Birungi. Agira'S Oy. Agira'S Oy. The winning goal. Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Agira'S Birungi, and I'm a third-year law student vying for the position of guild president. And today I have come before you to present to you my manifesto. I have interacted with most of you of recent, and I was telling you about the tenets of leadership that we intend to run on once you give us the mandate to serve you in guild leadership. However, today we have come to present to you our manifesto, our action points, and lay it before you and listen from you, because I kept telling people that we intend to run a leadership not from us, but for the people. And it is on this day that I don't intend to come to bring to you flying manifestos that are unachievable. However, I want to listen from you. I want to talk to you. I want to know what is it that you'd want guild leadership to front, because guild leadership is for the interest of the students. What is it that you'd want us to do for you once you give us the mandate of leadership? First of all, I'll take you through the background of our campaign, and it is built on a slogan, which is inclusivity in action. This was a slogan that was well built and was carefully selected so that it is a blanket for our manifesto. We intend to run our leadership on 4 tenets, and the first one being inclusivity, as our slogan states, accountability, integrity, as well as servanthood. However, today, I have incorporated the very last tenet, which is excellence, because I am so well aware that whatever it is you do, you should do it well. If you want to dance, dance well. If you want to excel, excel excellently. If you want to serve, serve excellently. If you want to dress, dress excellently, so that whatever it is that you do so well. I'll go straight to the tenets of our leadership that we intend to run. Ladies and gentlemen, we intend to run our leadership on inclusivity. What is inclusivity? This is a policy of finding equal access to opportunities and resources for people who might be excluded physically, intellectually, or belonging to any other groups. That is the entire vision of inclusivity. However, we intend to break down inclusivity in the form of engaging every student here at Uganda Christian University. How do we intend to do this? We intend to engage associations, clubs, and faculties so that all students under these groups and associations are fully engaged in the university scheme. we realize we have associations like the AI Sec Club, the Gavo Club, the Debate Union, the Business Fellowship, and all these other associations where students engage. But students who are in these associations here at Uganda Christian University are from different faculties. If you reach Launchpad, you find students from journalism, from law school, from engineering, and imagine what it would be like if we are having an inter-association match. Imagine how beautiful it would be if we are having students from journalism engaging with students from law school. We are having an exhibition and we are showcasing, where students from journalism are showcasing, law students are showcasing, BFA is showcasing, the art guys are showcasing, so that we are a unified university where students have one voice and they come together. Of what importance would this be? First of all, with these activities that students engage in, first of all, we shall have inter-association matches where students come together and are engaging fully. This will help with mental health. We are so well aware that our sole purpose here at university is to attain academic excellence. However, you cannot attain academic excellence if your mental health is at stake. So by engaging in these activities, first of all, will help with building your mental health and having belonging, so that you're associating with someone at a very close level, so that in the long run you have someone to run to even you in the most pressing situation. Secondly, we intend to engage students through accountability. This is also under inclusivity, because we start with inclusivity even at the grassroots or at the ground level. You've been watching how we've been running our campaign trails, and even till to date, we are having students from all the other faculties on the campaign trail, and that is inclusivity from the grassroots. Once we give us the mandate to serve you under accountability, we intend to engage students through engaging them in policy making, financial reports, as well as budgets, so that we are running a transparent leadership. One of the reasons why people lose faith in leadership is because of a broken system. But once a system is transparent and engaging with students, students are so well aware of what the guild leadership is up to and what the guild leadership is doing, and the accountability of their student activity fee by engaging every student at every level. How do we intend to do this? We are so grateful to the current government for establishing 2 guild assemblies, but we are of the view that how about we make them 3? So the first guild assembly is to listen to the students. The second guild assembly is to tell you how far we've gone. And the third guild assembly is to bring you a comprehensive report. It is through these assemblies that you hold us accountable on the manifestos that we would have delivered to you. We also intend to run our leadership on integrity. What is integrity? These are things you do even when no one is watching you. As guild leadership, once we are given the mandate to serve you, we intend to deliver on our manifestos, even when you're not pressing us, even when you don't have to run after us to deliver on our manifestos. So that the mantle is upon us to deliver on exactly what it is that we promised you. We intend to run on servanthood and servant leadership. What is with servant leadership? Servant leadership is characterized by listening, being a listening ear to the students, and being very approachable at all time. When Koyo was introducing me, he talked about agility, credibility, availability, and being very approachable. And that is exactly how we intend to run our leadership, that we give you our listening ear, that we are very approachable, that those guild officers are your home, that you can come anytime, bring your issue, listen to you, and we are having an inclusive and an engaging student leadership. I'll proceed to my very last tenet that we intend to launch on today's manifesto, and that is excellence. Like I told you, excellence is whatever you're doing, you do it well. That even when we are running leadership, we run it excellently. Excellence in the field of academia, health, and security. First of all, in the field of academia, like I already mentioned, we are so well aware that our sole purpose is to achieve academic excellence. Isn't that it? That we are all here to achieve academic excellence. But how best can we achieve academic excellence? First of all, look at our library. We are so grateful to the administration for giving us all the books that we need. Our lecturers keep telling us, if you want this book, find it here, find it there. But we intend to make the e-law resources also more available. We're having the apps like the Sui Generis app and the LexisNexis app. However, we intend to make these more available to the students because we've been having concerns where students are complaining, I don't have enough time with my book. I want to access my book longer, but you cannot because you're going to be charged an extra fee in the library. However, once we are given the mandate to serve you in guild leadership, we intend to make these law resources and e-learning resources more available so that you can go to your LexisNexis app and access your textbooks as an engineer. You can access your textbook as a law student. You can access your textbook as a business student. So by making these sources more accessible online, we reduce will increase the time that you get to have your textbook and your book so that you can ably have them at the convenience of your phone or your laptop. We go to the field of health. Health is both physical and mental. You're so well aware that you cannot achieve academic excellence if your mental health is at stake. However, you cannot still achieve academic excellence if your physical health is at stake. We are so grateful for the university. We are so grateful for the island Galpin that has been established by the administration and it's running. However, we've been having complaints of the services that have been running at Alan Galpin. First of all, I am a lady and I know what it is like to access sanitary towels at Alan Galpin. But how about once you give us the mandate, we make those sanitary towels more available at Alan Galpin so that in an event that you're having an inconvenience in your day, you can ably access them. We are so... Thank you so much. We are so well aware that the university has established services at Mukono Hospital, that if you cannot access your services from Alan Galpin, then you're transferred to Mukono Hospital for free and all that. But how about the services at Alan Galpin are made better? Once you give us the mandate to serve you as guild leadership, we intend to work with the administration so that most of those services are brought closer to Alan Galpin without having to go all the way to Mukono Hospital because the transport is too much. Sometimes you're even in too much pain to even move all the way to Mukono Hospital. So if those services are brought closer to the university vicinity and to Alan Galpin as a university hospital so that our health is well catered for. In regard to mental health, I have already told you through inclusivity and through associations that the activities we intend to carry out, first of all, club exhibitions, inter-association matches, inter-association days, having movies, and extra co-curricular and co-curricular activities, where you don't have a monotonous life of leaving university and going to hostel and coming back, and that is it for you. Because the theme of our university is is holistic education for a complete person. So that by the time you leave Uganda Christian University, you are a holistic person that has achieved academic excellence, but has a well-boosted mental health, and you have engaged in most co-curricular and extracurricular activities. You realize when you leave university, the outside doesn't treat us the same. They expect you to have an added skill of leadership. They expect you to have an added advantage on you. So through engaging in some of these activities, then students will ably have an added advantage for a holistic person, for holistic education for a holistic person. We are so grateful to the current 25th Guild government for establishing the Fuel program, a program that has inspired us that once you give us the mandate, we intend to take it up and also make it better so that students have an added leadership skill on them that is going to sell them even when they leave this university vicinity. We go to the issue. Thank you so much. We go to the issue of security. This is a very pertinent issue that has been running even here at Uganda Christian University. Please excuse me. Thank you. Once you give us the mandate to serve you in the position of guild leadership, we intend to take security as the priority. First of all, through working with your MP residents and non-residents, so that your security is very pertinent and it is very taken care of. I'll start with an example of the Sabiti and Sivambi halls. You realize most of those halls and the students there can easily access hall because there are so many routes to access Sabiti. You can use the lower route and the upper route. But however, we can put a signing book so that students, before you access Sabiti on Sibambi, you have signed in so that we know who has accessed the whole of residence and what time have you left. So that in investigation of any security issues that could arise, we know how to hold track and know who left at what time and what time they have come in. Maybe it could help with ensuring that this issue of security in the halls of residence is taken care of. We have had the same. Thank you. We have had the same at the hostels that the students stay at outside. But however, we are so well aware that the students that stay outside are students of university. So we cannot allow that students of university are left on their own when they are out of university. And how do we intend to do this? By engaging halls of residence and meeting the custodians and having several meetings with them. There were standard procedures that were set that every hostel should meet. But you realize there are some hostels that have actually not met these procedures and the necessaries so as to host the students of UCU. Once you give us the mandate, we intend to engage with your custodians by organizing meetings, workshops to teach them on security and encourage them and take them through what it is like to actually accommodate students. Maybe through this sensitization, they will be so well aware about what it is like to hold students of UCU and ensure that their security is taken very good care of. Once again, come the 15th of November, please vote Agira'S Birungi for Guild President. Please vote Inclusivity in Action for UCU. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. And I am hoping to listen from you because your feedback means so much to me. Because once we are given the mandate to serve you, we intend to listen from the students. It is inclusivity in its entirety. So your feedback, even from today, means so much to us that once we have the mandate, then we can serve you at your best interest. Thank you so much again.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Another round of applause for our able Madam President. Inclusivity in action. Inclusivity in action. In a debate that we had a few days back, she hinted on not leaving any student around. Not leaving any student around behind, regardless of your faculty, regardless of your religion. Friends, allow me to recognize the presence of our friend from Kampala University, who is here to stand in solidarity with us. You're most welcome. He's a contender for the same office, the other side of the city. You tell us what happens in the city, and we shall be telling you what happens in the village, much as we are your elders. You're most welcome, sir. Another welcome for him. I request us now to please forward any questions that you have. What amendments do you need, Madam President, to incorporate in the manifesto that we have here before us? I'll give a chance to 3 people in the interest of time. I take all of them. Okay, thank you. Your question, not an explanation. Yeah.
Good afternoon, fellows. Mark Awesa is my name. First year law student. Madam President, you talked about our sole purpose as to why we are here, and you say it's education excellence. However, in our journey to find that education excellence, most of the students face a major problem of tuition. And how do you intend to improve the Guild tuition program? How do you intend to, you talked about, everything you talked about was somehow social. And how do you intend to promote our economic life? Do you intend to promote circles for students? And in any case, if you have created a circle and any student has failed to pay back the money, how would you handle such a situation as the president? Thank you.
Good afternoon, members. I thank you all for being here. I'm David Ivan, LLB1. Madam President, on the manifesto we launched out today, us as year ones, we're having a challenge. We have some lecturers, like today morning, we had a lecture of moods, but some of us resigned from out, and we came a bit late, but the lecturer proudly said, "You meet me next year," meaning that we have what? A retake. She not hear any reason as to why we are late, and she not consider any option. So, some of my friends were like, "I think it's high time I change the course. It's too much for me." Meaning some of us lost morale for the course. So, we like you. How are you going to solve that issue between the students and some lecturers? Because some say that either the class rep or who cannot call me. Don't dare call on my number. You dare do so, I'm forwarding to the dean.
Birungi Ajira Oi. Inclusivity in Action Oi. The winning team Oi. My name is Masiga Victor Enoch Wanyama, LLB1. My question basically is raised from the point that you said of security. As a resident and as a former contending MP resident and a future contending MP resident, you talked about... So you talked about the issue of security. You talked about a signing book that is to curb the issue of the theft from outside. Now, we realized as a person has been in both the halls of residences, the issues are actually within us. So now the thing is now how we can solve the problem within us, because we can solve the signing book and everything, but we may not solve whatever is inside. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Eliashibom Gishatumsime is my name. Before I came in, I was feeling a bit cold, but from your manifesto, I feel warm, and I feel so happy. Agira'S, you're winning way. I would like to recognize the presence of the incumbent president, Kampala campus. Much obliged for your presence. So, what you're running for is a position that makes you the face of UCU. I've heard all your articulations about what you want to do for students, but what are your plans for the university itself in the eye of the public? What are you planning to do as the face of the university to make sure that the university outside has a beautiful face like yours? Thank you. A beautiful Zoe, Agira'S.
All the protocol observed. My name is Dismas Nwaine. I'm a student of journalism, and I'm privileged to be around here to partake of that great manifesto that you have just given us. But I have a question on that note. You know, manifestos of late have become something to marvel at, not because of the good, but because of the bad. You know, usually it's a proclamation with strong words and all the best diction that you can get. But when it comes into the enforcement, then we don't see much of it being put into practice as it is proclaimed. So I don't know, how can you convince me or convince each and every person of us who has that sort of mindset right now that you are going to stand by your word, that you're going to make sure that you realize everything that you've just told us. I just want that assurance as a person.
Good afternoon to you all. I am Elomabon Abraham. I am a class representative, and My first concern was the one that he raised. Actually, I think the same person who did that is the same person who does it in our class. So it is, by the way, something that needs urgency. So my next issue is, you talked of inclusivity. You stated the theme of the university, a holistic education, and where I come from in my class, my students have a lot of ideas and they come up with projects. Is there any way that the university can support them or the guild can support them? Because these projects are intended to benefit the whole university, like including students and the picture of the university. So could you plan anything for that? Yeah.
Good afternoon to us all. Indeed, leaders are born and not made. From our manifesto, which is really so clear, which does not contain any ambiguities, we can testify that she is indeed the lady and the leader for the job. Now that said, we are all going to agree and we are going to vote for you. However, my question here is just one. We all agree that we students are the biggest stakeholders in such institutions. I hope we all agree about that. But now, when we get specific to the issue of UCU, where we all are, there seems to be something that is really lacking. To me, the gap between the students and the administration is really not bridged enough. What do I mean? That policies come in place, and these policies affect us as students. That is not my issue, but the issue is how do they come into play? I'm saying that these are policies that you just wake up one day, there has been no referendum or consultation from the students. I do not know if the administration anyway consults from the student leaders, but to us as common students who have no say, who have no place in administration and guild offices, we only wake up one day and all you can see is an internal memo putting this and this policy into place. My question is, what criteria is followed? If these policies really affect us, indeed they do, then how come we are really not consulted? Or are we consulted through our leaders and then our leaders do not inform us? If no, what exactly are you going to do about this? So that for whatever policy comes up, we are aware and we've either consented to it or at least tried to rectify where it is really an injustice to us. That is my question to you, Madam Goldberg.
Thank you, everyone who has taken their time to be here. My name is Agrama Nelson, and I want to take this opportunity to appreciate Madam President. I will not call you the contestant, but by God's grace, you're already our president. And I'm really so grateful to be part of the winning team. And I take this opportunity still to recognize your presence, Your Excellence, Kampala campus. This really shows that we are on the same page as UCU University, regardless their branches. I have like 1 to 2 questions to put across. The first question is all about the Guild Fund. My brother talked about. You realize that many students who have always been missing out to sit for their exams because of the tuition balances, and they really face it rough. So I was told the Guild Fund always puts across around 200,000 to every student that applies. I don't know, as a president, the incoming president, how you're going to work upon that, because you realize that there are always students who have a balance of roughly 1 million per se. And as a guild fund, you come in and give like 200,000. You find that this student is not being catered for. So together with the cabinet, if I would make a prayer on the same, I haven't taken much time to find out what criteria you consider when giving out those funds. But if at all a student has like 1 million, you may find that there are other students who have a balance of around 2 millions. And as a guild fund, I understand you cannot come out to cater for all those 2 millions. But if a student has like 1 million and below, if together with the cabinet you come out and support standing for such students, it will really be meaningful. So as you come into office, please put it into consideration. And then the other thing is all about students having retakes. I don't know how you're going to handle it, because you find that if a student is in third year and is having a retake in first year, they are always never given much time to read for the other retake. You find that a student is given just like 10 minutes when he has a paper at around from 8 to 10. You find that a student is just given 15 minutes to sit for the other paper. So it's real affecting students. So my prayer would be that if, as you come in as a guild president, if you can come up with some arrangements so that these students are being catered for, they are being given enough time, like maybe 2 to 3 hours, then they go in for the other paper. And then my last concern is all about the policies. As one of the colleagues talked about, we find that these policies are over pressing our students, in that a policy just wake up in the morning and then you just see a memo being circulated on different groups, WhatsApp groups and all that. So that really means that there's a very big gap between the students and administration. And as students, our hopes are in the guild office. So you're the one who has to gap up that big difference that is in. So please, as you come in, I don't know how you're going to do it together with the cabinet, but it's something that is so serious. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Johnson. I now request, I'll give a chance to one lady. The interest of time.
Thank you, our speaker. Good afternoon. My name is Namara Kezia, LLB 3. And yesterday in church, praise God. Yesterday in church, a good man of God said that he that is built by praises is brought down by criticism. So, Madam President, you said that you have all of these things in your manifesto that you're promising and that you're going to uphold, I believe, by the grace of God. But I want to know, what are your priorities? Because if you try to live on praises, because you're trying to tackle each and every one of these factors, and then perhaps one or two of these things don't come through or don't pull through, and then you get criticized, will you fall? Will you stumble? Will you crack? So I just want to know, what are your priorities? Yeah, what are the things that are going to come first, and then what are the things are going to come last, if you do have priorities? Thank you.
Very great insights. A week ago, I read a tweet from Council Daudi Mpanga. and he noted the fact that we're speaking on Ubuntu leadership safaris. He noted of the fact that leaders, he hates the view that leaders, okay,
as I was saying, I read a tweet from Council Daudi Mpanga last week, and he was speaking at Ubuntu leadership safaris, and he noted of the fact that he hates the view that leaders are those that have positions. He thinks everyone can be a leader without a post, and everyone, leadership should not be concentrated on which post you have, but the process through which you become, and also whichever position that you hold. With the views that you've raised here, shows that much as we are sending our president to Bishop Tucker, you're capable leaders and you're going to lead without positions. Madam Agira, you have a very great following electorate that is going to be backing you up. I welcome you to respond to these questions.
I can say wow, because this is very constructive feedback that would actually help us to serve you better in position of guild leadership. So I'll go straight to your questions, and I will address them accordingly. There's a question that appeared twice in regard to the tuition policy and the guild fund. I am so well aware about the policies that have been pressing and running in the university system, be it the coursework policy in some of the faculties, the tuition policy that has been pressing the students. But once we are given the mandate to serve you, we have come up with a mechanism that we would love to use, and that is through consultation. How about before we sit at the Senate, maybe 1 day to Senate or 4 days to, we come to you, even not through your class representatives, because they may not be able to deliver as much. How about we visit the Congolese Students Association meeting and tell them we have a Senate vetting, we have a Senate meeting, and we want to listen. What is it you feel we should present? And the next day we go to Launchpad and we ask about the same. The next day we go to Debate Union and ask about the same. So that by the time it is the end of that week, we have what it is that the students want to bring before the Senate. Through consultation, we intend to make sure that the gap between the administration and the students is bridged without having to have memos thrown at you, without having been consulted, without knowing how pressing that could be. And yeah. I'll go next to the tuition policy question. I am so well aware about the Guild Fund, the 5K campaign, the 10K campaign, and how much they've influenced on the students. But I'm so well aware that they've not been enough to reach out to all the students. But I am so well aware, like Abraham mentioned, that there are so many students with businesses, with enterprises and business field minds that would want to bring things to the face of the university. So by allowing students actually run business in the university, because you realize most of them were pushed out, so they run business from out. But I think it is prudent that since it is university and students are actually stakeholders, they're allowed to run some of the business within the university. If you're selling your bracelets, you're displaying somewhere, you display them somewhere, you have your sweets, you have your juice, you have your fabric that you'd want to sell, so that it's displayed there. And that would be a diverse way of actually raising tuition for some of these students. The other way we can actually make tuition available is creating other diverse ways of getting tuition, maybe through partnerships with companies outside, so that we are having some students that are fully sponsored, so that away from the Guild Fund, the students that are actually benefiting from the partnerships that university has outside, so that some students are actually being some students' tuition is being catered for, so that we have at least some of the tuition policy being relaxed and taken care of. talking about the tuition policies being relaxed, we're having the 45% tuition policy that before you sit a coursework test, you have to have paid at least 45%. But I keep telling people that these policies are made by human beings like you and me. And these policies can actually be relaxed by the same human beings like you and me who are prone to error. So once you give us the mandate, we intend to do everything in our mind to influence some of these policies so that everyone is engaged and you're not being thrown memos at. I will go to the other question that was asked in regard to the face of the university. One of the biggest co-curricular activities that have continually brought fame to university is sports. And throughout my campaign, I have reached out to all the sports teams and asked them and engaged them, because an activity that is bringing a standard to the university should be included, should be engaged a bit more, so that they go out and sell our face and go out and give us more fame and the standard. So by engaging with the sports team and so many other activities that will come up from the students to bring the university to a level is what we intend to concentrate on, so that it is still bringing us the name. And that brings me to the question that I think Kezia asked on what is our priority. Like I said, our slogan is inclusivity in action, and that is a blanket for our manifesto, that our biggest priority is with inclusivity. We intend to engage every student at their level of interest and capabilities so that everyone is engaged. As soon as we achieve that, then we intend to work on all the other following tenets of our manifesto that we bring to you today. There was also another question on, I think I have answered, okay, on the question of security and engaging students who are within the halls of residence. And how do we intend to achieve that? First of all, through security symposiums. Sometimes some students are within halls of residence, but they're not well aware of their security rights and what they ought to do once they're in halls of residence. But through some of these symposiums, we intend to teach students on matters concerning security, so that someone knows that they should be very assertive with their property, that they should because sometimes it is it is on the frolic of our own that some of our properties are actually taken. Maybe you forget to lock your room sometimes, you leave your key up sometimes, but maybe through this symposium, then you'll be made aware, so that you're aware of your security rights and that you're assertive enough to make sure that you take care of your property within halls of residence, and to also teach you on how best, through experts, on how best you can actually take care of your property within halls, alongside making sure we are keeping track of who comes in and who moves out. There was a question that was asked by Honorable Dismas, who actually left, on the assurance. One of the tenets of our leadership is accountability, that we intend to deliver on our manifestos through accountability, that you hold us accountable. You know, if you know there's someone you're accountable to, or there's someone who's going to hold you accountable, you intend to work a bit harder to make sure that you deliver. And that is exactly how we intend to assure you and give you faith in our manifesto that we are surely going to deliver. I've answered most of your questions. If there's, the very last question, please. Sorry, once again. The very last question was brought by Ivan on some of the tough lecturers. And that is the reason why we have some class representatives. Through class representatives, we intend to engage with students so that they actually ably reach out to some of these lecturers. Because we've had students who have talked to lecturers and had them change, who were extra tough. So through class representatives, that is one of their roles, that they reach out to your lecturers and tell them about what are some of these grievances that the students would actually want changed or amended for the betterment of our leadership. Thank you so much, everyone.
Praise the Lord, let the people rejoice. Oh, come to the Father, through Jesus the Son, and give him the glory. Great things he has done.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming today. Your feedback means a lot to us because we intend to run servant leadership. And servant leadership is more of a listening ear. That once you get back to us, even when we have given you our manifesto, that by getting back to us and giving us feedback will help us to serve in the interest of the students so that we give you better service and better leadership together with inclusivity in action. Thank you so much.